Hello everyone, this is JapanSpirit. I am Takashi Kawatani.
Hello everyone, my name is Han Nguyen.
Okay, this program is about revisiting Japan spirit, the spiritual ethos of Japan. Of all the global challenges of Japan, the most serious would be that the Japanese themselves seem to be forgetting their own work ethics and moralities and tried in vain to copy pseudo-Western models hastily. Then it wouldn't do any harm to bring the pendulum back a bit, just to strike a balance between the East and the West. How can we do that by leveraging our traditions without going far to right or left, but remaining in the responsible center? This is what the program is all about.
And do you remember in volume 2 of our program, we pick up kata or form as in karate kata? And today we will show you its cousin, so to speak, called KEKKAI or spiritual boundary. And KEKKAI falls under the kata in mandala of Japanese culture. So what exactly is KEKKAI?
Okay, I'm sure nobody has heard this word KEKKAI. It's a big classic word. It means a spiritual boundary and between secular world and the spiritual world, or human world and divine world. And Japan is full of KEKKAI, and there are two types of KEKKAIs, visible and invisible. These KEKKAI gates, or gateways you can call them, are functioning as foundation of Japanese industrial mind and innovation in science, business, and all types of professions. My viewers, I'd like you to watch a very special interview video which I have filmed. I have interviewed an Indonesian manager working for a Japanese factory in the outskirts of Jakarta, making a Japanese piano. Actually, his point in our interview is that the Japanese seem to be living in the very spiritual world every day, because he got a lot of experiences working with the Japanese. He has studied Japanese in Japan, worked for a company in Japan, now working in Jakarta for a Japanese company. So when he said the Japanese way of life has got something to do with spirituality, it's very interesting.
日本人は私にとってなんか真面目な人ですね。なんか将来のために結構自分のことだけ考えなくて他の人もそうも考えてますよ。それはいいこと。先生って自爆ジハってご存知ですか？イスラム教の自爆のジハド。本当の正しいジハドは日本人の生き方と一緒だからです。そう。
日本はとてもイスラミックな国だと。
そうです、そうです。
意味がわからないです。
そうそう。イメージはなんかイスラムの人は綺麗な実際綺麗掃除しなければなりません。守らなければなりません。人の年の上の人を尊敬しなければなりませんとか、仕事のために真面目しなければなりません。時間を守らなければなりません。時間を守る、例えばお祈りの時ね、その時間をお祈りしなければなりません。だからそこのことを見れば、日本はイスラム教の国じゃないけどイスラム教の生活しているのと思う。
Wow, this is jihad. Why do we hear the word jihad when we talk about Japanese culture? I'm sure you have wondered so much. So what did you think of the video?
I was very surprised when I heard the word jihad in the video, but actually I think like I agree with a lot of
you do?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of points that he made in the video, because I think like Japanese people are very serious in whatever they do.
Right.
So
whatever they do.
In whatever they do, whether it's professional or it's private life.
Right.
So I think that's the general image of Japanese people that foreigners have in mind.
Okay. So you mean Japanese people seem to you, because you're living in Japan, to do things faithfully with a kind of a commitment to
Commitment,
whatever
yes.
they do. All right, if you have traveled to Japan, I'm sure you have visited this place called Meiji Jingu Shrine. Now, this is the gate called Torii, entrance gate, and it's a gate from Sakura, meaning human world, to the holy world. Now, Torii literally means a perch of birds, because birds perch on the wood. It has two upright posts supported by two horizontal cross pieces. And as you go through the gate, you'll be purified, because Shinto shrines is about purification of our souls. And when you go through the gate, there are certain precautions, certain rules. And have you heard something about that?
Actually, I heard from my Japanese friend, like the center of the gate, it's not supposed for visitor to get in, because like that's the reserve gate, that's the reserve part for God.
For kami gods, exactly. Yeah. But even if walk in the center, no punishment so far. Okay, well, a shrine is a very typical scene if you travel to Japan, and perhaps you feel the difference of emotions before and after the gate. Yeah. Now, you are from which country?
Actually, I'm from Vietnam.
Vietnam. Welcome to Japan. some years ago. In Vietnam, is there any similar place where Vietnamese people feel sacred or purified, relaxed, something similar to that of Shinto shrine?
Yes, like in Vietnam, like to Vietnamese people, when we enter a Buddhism temple, we feel like purified and we feel relaxed.
You feel the same way, because temples are also a holy place. How do you call this temple?
This temple it's called Đền Ngọc Sơn, and it's in the center of Hanoi.
Center of Hanoi. It's a famous tourist spot, I'm sure.
Yes.
Now, when you enter very far there, after the pond, there's a red color bridge there.
Actually, I don't see like bridge in Japan that connects like the shrine, but in Vietnam, actually, it's quite common to have a bridge that connects like the normal world and the holy world, which is the temple.
Oh. Is there any special meaning about why you have such a long bridge and some significance of bridge? In Shinto shrine, it's just a road, right? You have a bridge above the pond there.
Actually, to Vietnamese people, when we walk through the bridge to the temple, it represents that we need to overcome challenges and difficulties in life to actually enter the holy place.
Overcome the difficulties and challenges of life. So you're saying that the Japanese Shinto road after the gate is much easier because you have to walk a little bit high across the bridge. Okay, that's symbolic then.
Yeah.
Bridge is a symbol of challenges of life.
Yes,
right.
That's true.
After walking across, then you will be invited to a new world.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, interesting. Now, at the beginning of today's program, I used the word gate or gateway also. Would you like to share the definition of the word gateway? Because gateway is often used in the computer world, and there seems to be a lot of similarities between computer gateway concept and this holy gateway concept.
Actually, a gateway allows computers using protocols to communicate. The gateway can actually convert the protocol between different types of network or applications and act as a go-between for two or more networks.
Isn't it very interesting? When I first saw this definition, I thought, isn't this exactly very similar to what we are talking about? A certain, it says gateway allows different protocols to communicate. It's like different channels to converge or communicate. And it actually converts a protocol between two different types of networks, human network and God network, a certain door to open, to enter. So it's beautiful definition of the Kekkai. If you have visited Japan and spent a number of days, I'm sure adventurists may have gone inside this special place. And this place is a reason why of the Japanese longevity. This is my personal theory. Without this place and the Japanese healthy food, I think our suicidal rate will skyrocket to double or triple. Now, I'm not sure if you have visited there or not, but let's have a look at this special place, onsen, right? Or public bath. And you see this special blue and red color a curtain, a cloth. This is a gateway between people in clothes, and after the curtain is people without the clothes. You go naked because it's a onsen hot spring resort. Now this cloth actually, or classically, the word in Zen Buddhism, that means to keep yourself warm. And when you enter this place, of course, it's a big public bathtub. You soak up to the chin. It's a complete relaxation world. Before, it's full of fatigue and stress, right? So you go through this curtain, then you feel a very change of your mood, right? And after you cleanse your body, make yourself clean and relaxed and warm enough, you feel like having a beer or cold sake, perhaps. Local, ordinary drinking place or eating place called izakaya.
Hello, I am at the izakaya, or Japanese pub. This is the place that Japanese people enjoy drinking and eating after work. Now let's go inside.
How do you say izakaya in another English word? Is a pub or?
I think like in English, like we can say it's a pub or it's a tavern. But I think the concept of izakaya, it's actually more than that. Because in my opinion, like izakaya, like Japanese people can totally like relax and talk about whatever they want.
Okay.
The things that they cannot speak in front of their boss.
In front of the boss, or in public.
Yeah, or in public.
Right. That's how we change our emotions, our mood, right? To stay healthy, relaxed. Okay. So here again, in front of the shop, we have this curtain. It's called shop curtain or noren.
Oh, and before entering an izakaya, we have to go through noren, or the traditional Japanese fabric divider that is hung at the entrance of the restaurants. Now let's go inside.
When you go through this curtain, you have this tables and chairs, a chef making cooking, and all the people drinking and chit-chats. Now this cloth is also put in front of the shop, which is a business, right? Therefore, this word noren also means a credibility or trust or traditions that this business, whatever it is, restaurant or whatever shop it is, has built over the years. And we have another Japanese word, noren wake. Wake is dividing. So if you divide the noren curtain, it means chief chef, or chef, for example, allows his #1 student, a chef, to go independent. So by giving a piece of noren, it's an analogy, not actually cutting the cloth. You give it to your disciple chef to celebrate his independence. Noren wake, or dividing the shop curtain, meaning dividing the shop. You give it to your second master chef, so to speak.
I see.
Now are we ready to go inside this izakaya restaurant?
And like in Japan, before drinking, people usually cheer by saying "kanpai." Okay, now let's enjoy the drink. Cheers! At Japanese izakaya, when we have some drink, the restaurants will serve some appetizer, which is called otoshi in Japanese. And these appetizers I have here, it's made of egg white and milk, and the textures will be like pudding. Oh, I can't wait to enjoy.
See, this is a typical table, counter, chairs, and yeah. And we are allowed to talk anything under the sun, as Miss Ha said.
Hey. Thank you very much.
はい、どうぞどうぞ。和な感じで仕上げてみました。
Okay, as you can see, these are the typical dishes that are served in Japanese pub or izakaya. And the ingredients that are used, as you can see, are very diverse, from vegetable to chicken and fishes as well. And everything looks so good. I can't wait to try all. And don't forget, these dishes go really well with beer or the Japanese liquor or osake.
All right, this is the so-called work-life balance. 9 to 5 is a serious business hour. After 5 is you are allowed to go back to your real self, original self, private world. So after 5 o'clock, there's an invisible KEKKAI there. You're allowed to go back to your private zone. And the Japanese workers feel their work of the day is done, and they open their mental gate, so to speak, after 5 o'clock, to give themselves permission to go home. So that's one of the reasons why Japanese tend to stay late. And it's not because the bosses are around, and not because the customers are around necessarily, but because they have not come to their own internal goal of perfection of the day. When they feel they reach their target, they set for themselves, then they feel okay to leave office and go back to izakaya or home. So it's a work-life balance the Japanese way. After hot spring resort or onsen, after izakaya pubs, there's another kind of third place that the Japanese love to go, which is called ryokan, or how do you say in English, ryokan? Not a Western hotel.
I think it's the Japanese inn.
Inn. INN inns.
Yes.
Usually a tatami matted, and again a lot of hot spring bus stops there. Now these two ladies are welcoming the guests, the travelers, at the entrance of the ryokan inn. Now why they bow like this? Not only for courtesy, sign of welcome, but the Japanese need this kind of a, and they say, what do they normally say while bowing like this?
I think they say irashaimase.
Irashaimase. That means?
That means welcome to
blah blah. Chano Sakura Inn, something like that. That's right. Irashaimase means welcome. So the Japanese need this verbal KEKKAI, verbal kind of a change of mode. Then we feel now we are welcome and allowed into a relaxation world. So whether visible or invisible, Japanese lifestyle is full of those KEKKAIs.
gateway.
Yeah, gateways, that's right. So welcome or irashaimase, or even good morning in the morning in the office. Or when you leave office, you say osaki ni, meaning I'm sorry I'm leaving you. I mean I'm going back earlier than you. Don't work too hard. It's also a very important ritual to enter a different world. See? Now, last but not least, this is the last photo of today, and the typical layout of chopsticks, sake bottle, and that bit of food. Now, before the chopsticks is human world, and after the chopsticks is a world of gods, because Shinto dictates that we first serve our food and drink to kami gods. And whatever remainder, we are allowed to eat ourselves.
And in Japan, before actually eating, people usually say itadakimasu, and then people take the chopsticks, and these serve as the gateway before people actually consume the food.
So today's topic was about KEKKAI, or spiritual boundary. How was your feelings today?
I think today we learned that Japan is a culture of gateway, and I actually like the concept of enter a different world with the gateway. And I think it explains so well why Japanese people prepare in advance, and they look so concentrated and serious.
All right.
But deep down, like they are going in and out of different like mental framework.
Mental frameworks. That's a good summary. So, all right, Japanese people need a mental ritual and to enter respective worlds of contemplation, concentration, tension and release, public and private, whether at work, art, or sports. And that's KEKKAI, spiritual boundary. This is helping Japanese concentrate, as Hasan said, to do quality work, but it often gets misunderstood that Japanese don't have a sense of humor or too serious. But you know, all the Japanese people are doing is just to surround themselves with the spiritual boundary in order to stay focused and well-balanced and prepared. And this is Japan Spirit.
If you have any photos or video clips that symbolize Japan Spirit or your national culture, please email them to gojapanspirit@ch-sakura.jp and we will respond to you in our program.
That's right. In your culture, viewers, is there such a place like Japanese spiritual boundary, KEKKAI? If you have a place of holy worship or izakaya bars, whatever, where you feel it is similar to Japanese concept of spiritual boundary, you go through, in and out, to stay different mode, please do send your stories to us.
Thank you for watching and see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.